Plug it in! Charlie. I'm not going to just waste the day. You want a drag race? Go. 3, 2, 1, go! Where's the corner of the building? Make it a little slower.
Talk, honey, talk!
Out of all the adventures we've done, from flying Blackhawks to Bimini, to breaking the world record from New York City to Miami by boat, this adventure takes the cake. How did two newbie American racers end up in a $1 million offshore race vessel in the UK? And when? Well, stay tuned for this high-flying adventure to find out. I would highly recommend going to the shed, grabbing the life jacket, strapping them on your wife, your kids, and your animals, strapping yourself into the couch, grab your helmets, and get ready for one hell of an episode.
Woohoo! Gotta go.
It's often I feel sorry for my wife after reviewing the footage, but in this case, it's not my fault the FedEx guy dropped off my bike as we were leaving for the airport. We have time, I think. Ironically, we do have a lot of squirrels on our property. But it's time for a little bit of background. How did How to Live become involved with the Outerlimits 52 Team 25 from the UK? The answer's simple. Rob Lockyer is a business partner of mine in the company DSK. His team's been doing very well in the UK circuit, and he couldn't make it for the Solent 80 this year, which was going to cost him points. So he asked me to throttle and Tim Linden to drive. A pretty hefty ask, considering we were both newbie boat racers. Check test 1, 2, go ahead.
I have never done this before.
Check test 1, 2, you'll be all set. However, I am very familiar with high-performance boats and have over 35,000 miles on high-speed outboard cats, which for reference is about 1.5 times around the Earth. The hope that me racing ground vehicles my whole life, both tracked and wheeled, and coupled with the vast experience with the outboard high-performance cats, would give me a chance to accrue some points for Rob at minimum, and keep the Good Boy Vodka team on top. Now that sounded like a decent plan that started with a trip to Europe a couple days early, so Timmy and I could get familiar with the boat before the actual race. So are you a walker or a stander on these express treadmills? Pretty sure we'd be standing if it wasn't for, well, the bike thing. Oops. Sorry, hun. And before we knew it, the first curveball was thrown. It was a pretty good one, too.
This first curve.
I was filming, but I didn't want to film you hitting that lady.
Like, it couldn't be more jacked up. At least the pedals are on the right side. Ooh. What you do? Stick shift is in the wrong hand. Steering wheel's on the wrong side of the road. I'm on the wrong side of the road. Yeah, I agree.
You're staying here, though. You're staying here. No, you're staying here.
What do you mean?
You're on this side of the road.
God, honey, I can't go this way, though. No, honey, I'm not on the right side of the road.
Yes, you are. They're going the opposite way.
I'm now, no, what I mean is I'm going down the wrong side of I'm going down the right side of the road in the wrong direction.
You were supposed to take a right there?
Yes.
Green.
I'm going, I'm gonna just rip it. Is this the right side of the road? In the right direction, yes.
In about 1.5 miles. This is technically the left side of the road, so, but yes, it's the correct side of the road.
So what we need, two things to have happen. We need correct side of the road, correct direction. That was our first mess up.
After a harrowing trip through the English countryside, it was time to go to Rob's and get fitted with the new Good Boy Vodka race suit.
It could be Fat Man Little Jacket for sure.
That's...
Fat Man Little Jacket!
You want to do these up?
Wow.
That's like a corset, the bit in the middle.
Does this look good?
It actually looks really good, but it ain't going to fit Tim, is it?
It's not going to fit Tim.
With a couple of days until the race, it was time to get to the shop and familiarize myself with the boat and its controls. And one thing's for sure, these cockpits are not made for somebody, well, who's a little bit above average at 6'4", 250. But I was going to fit no matter what. This wasn't the first time I fit 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. One of my goals is to give you guys, the audience, a unique perspective from different angles. I really hope these carbon poles with these suction cups are going to hold at speed. There's only one way to find out. And before you knew it, it was time to get the boat in the water. We had a day until the races, and Rob Lockyer was going to give me a crash course on this high-speed Leviathan. Probably not the best choice of words, but you know what I mean. While there's so many things I took away from this trip to the UK, one of the most surprising things were how narrow the streets were. I felt like I was trading paint at every corner. How is this boat going to fit down the roads to the boat launch? Well, let's start by going in the wrong direction, so then we can back it down this road here in the right direction, so we have just enough room to avoid hitting all the telephone poles, to steer clear of all the mailboxes, and hopefully not push any cars off the road in the meantime. That'll get us to this T intersection. Careful. Ooh, that was close. How did the 360 not hit anything? And lastly, you need the right tow rig setup over here. Something they call a lorry. Looks pretty legit if you ask me. So what's it actually like to sit down and strap into $1 million race vessel for the very first time with the reigning UKOPRA world champion? Rob Lockyer has throttles, I've got steering, Tim Linden has navigation, and Charlie Williams is the expert mechanic in charge of engines.
Let's do a roll call. Timmy. When I say your name, yes, just answer yes. Timmy. The answer is yes. Charlie. Yes. Mike.
Yes. Robbie.
Yes, unfortunately I can hear you fuckers. Main agenda is I'm going to do trim settings. We haven't actually run this really in the flat apart from around the island. I didn't have trim at that point.
Hey, firm. What was that?
That was a chirp.
Where from?
Carbon monoxide sensor. I got my tabs all the way down at 26. Yeah, we're going to get up on plane anyway. I don't really go that far.
Get that bow down.
And of course, like most performance vehicles, it's a little stressful right before you get it on plane because you just can't see over the bow very well.
I just get it to like 2,500. Come left.
As you can see, there's a lot going on with this boat. Thank God for these crystal clear comms. They're going to be so critical during the race.
In front of you now, right?
Yeah, I got it now. Oh my God, that's better.
His tabs are up. Those aren't reading right.
Yeah, I couldn't help a little foreshadowing.
Tabs are still down? Yeah.
Tabs are down. So now I'm going to bring them up. Now we're on plane. I'm going to bring them up to 0.
Yeah.
The Outerlimits 52 has trim tabs and trim for the motors. So combined, that gives you 4 different mechanical devices that control both pitch and roll for this boat. Depending on if you're going straight or turning, or even adjusting for windage at speed, you can use these individually to help influence the pitch and roll of the boat. In a 52-foot vessel going 125 miles an hour, this can get pretty complex.
My drives are still down. I'll bring them up a little bit, but not much.
We got a sailboat over to the right here, and he's tacking into us.
Go behind him. Always politer. And he's moving.
Was that the finger or was that a cell phone out?
No, they're giving a thumbs up. Yeah.
Oh, good.
They love it.
Got 1.4 on the turbo on the starboard and no pressure on the port.
Maybe we've got a bit of wind on the beam, we've got a bit of list on.
We had finally made it to open water. It was time to open her up.
Come right slightly. Right.
Right.
That's 100.
100 just like that. 103. 108.
115-ish.
We got another boat here.
That's right, you'll turn inside of him.
Cut inside of him.
I can't see all this fucking camera shit in front of me. Come left. Straight.
Nice peel.
You're fine.
Am I going to go off this guy's stern?
Yeah, go off his stern. Head towards the buoy to his right.
That buoy's going to be on. I'm putting that on port?
Yeah, exactly. Straight up like you are. 115 right there. Yep. We'll slow down because there'll be a bit of ferry weight.
Oh, great.
I don't want to launch them too high. So 115 was pretty effortless.
Oh, it was easy. It's fucking awesome. That was awesome. What were you at for trim?
I'm on 11.
So after that quick test to about 120 with Rob behind the throttle, it was now time to switch. If I was to be throttle man for the race tomorrow, I would need some time in that specific seat.
Hello, testing.
I'll get it.
What the
Whoa.
fuck? What's that?
Right, hold on.
That's Merc.
No, I didn't. Yeah, that was interesting. Let me stand by a minute. Let me read
Hold
that.
on. You got the throttles now, Mike. We're at 3,000. You should just keep your eye on the RPM. We're gripping, so now give it a bit more. And you're looking at your turbo boost now, which is there. You're at -9. That'll be alright. Let's bring it up to like 60 mile an hour.
While cockpit conversations like this can be boring, it does show you the level of complexity needed to operate this vessel at high speeds.
Your one's at 0, one's at -5. Let's always try and keep those equal. And you're -14 on your trims, that's fine. Let's bring it forward a bit. Whoa, what's going on?
Hold on.
Yep, just like that. Within seconds of getting this boat on plane as throttle man, I broke it.
Guardian.
What would that have been?
Guardian for something. Port engine.
Yeah, I saw it.
Is this them?
Yeah, let's go. What the fuck? Go again.
Power
Go
limited.
again.
Power limited.
Alright.
I couldn't read the fucking thing that's going on.
Can you
Yeah,
read
it's
it,
fine.
Charlie?
Don't worry about it. I'll read it.
We don't even have the throttles 2 minutes to fuck it all up.
I know.
It's our first Guardian.
It's when I bury it.
But I've been burying it the whole time.
Mercury Racing makes the best offshore race motors on Earth, and they're very intelligent. They have a safety mode called Guardian. When you hear that beep, something's happening. Something's wrong with the motor, either from sensors or mechanical failure. The motor knows it's unhealthy, and so it shuts you down before you can permanently break it. It's both brilliant and frustrating at the same time. You can clear some of these faults real time by bringing your throttles back to 0 and then slowly pushing them forward. However, Mercury usually limits your engine power at that point until you get the boat back to port and fix the problem. And for me, it meant 0 seat time in this boat before the race, which happened to start tomorrow morning at 10:30. And that's even if we can get it fixed. Not good. After a pretty sleepless night, it was race day, or race morning. It was a good time to relax, settle my nerves, and check out the competition. These are some of the amazing boats that you actually don't see in the US. You come over here to the UK and there's just a plethora of different makers of boats. This is a Dragon. This used to be Rob Lockyer's. This is a Cougar. Not that kind. Although she has seen some miles and she's a bit aged, I bet she runs smoother and faster than she ever has. Then obviously you have our boat, the Good Boy Vodka 52 Outerlimits. Oh, look at this. It's like a race capsule right there. That is awesome. Look at that. Different makes, models, ages, it's awesome. And before we could race that morning, we had to make sure we had a boat that was able to race. Well, give me the good news. Are we racing today? Are we gonna win? If we race, we'll win.
That's down to you.
That's what I want to hear. If it's up to me, I'm good. If it's up to a throttle body,
Oh, honey, I have a bit of a bone to pick with you. Did you forget to mention that there's no designated safety divers on safety boats or in helicopters?
did I forget? I'm pretty sure I told you.
You left that on purpose?
No, I'm pretty sure I told you that.
Let me find out at the safety briefing. That was a good idea. So I couldn't speak up.
Well, I mean, now you know. I just want to let you know that there's no safety helicopters, no safety divers here, okay? I knew you were going to be in a carbon cub. You're going to
so
have
I can jump in and rescue you.
Yes, please.
It's a great idea.
While UKOPRA does have a fantastic safety team, the course itself is open, and they tend to be a lot longer than the ones in the US. So there are no safety helicopter dive teams. If you crash and you roll over, you're on your own. And in the course rules, it states that as a racer, you must pull over and assist somebody if in a dangerous situation. So racers know this, and the racing attitude's a little different. You don't trade paint over here going around corners with 3 boats wide. And while it does get intense and it's a real race, it's just a little bit more spread out. And it's a little safer without safety helicopters in the sky. And a shout out to Sean Steinhardt and the Key West RWO safety team.
That is awesome.
But good thing Team How to Live brought a Super Cub to the race to grab some media. I wouldn't put it past Sarah to grab a parachute, some dive gear.
Robbie's like, whatever you do, do not up the throttle.
Don't.
in
Yeah,
reverse."
and he does it, but don't
And
do it.
And he did it. And he's like, not like this.
Don't do it.
But back to that morning and the dark cloud hanging over our head for the start of that race. We were down 1 throttle body and only had 1 spare for 2 engines, but we didn't know which one was broken, so the only way to find out would be to install it and take it out for a run. It was a 50-50 chance. UKOPRA was made aware of our struggles that morning and allowed us a special run before the race, but we didn't have much time. I didn't mind at all, because if it worked, it allowed me a couple miles in the throttle seat before the race. And I'm hoping just a few minutes up to speed in this seat could give me the confidence I need. Probably not, though.
We're good to go?
Yeah, I mean, if it had the same issue it did yesterday, we'll be able to know coming up on plane.
You can tab. You want your tabs all the way down right now?
Yeah?
You want it neutral?
Rob said I want it all the way down, taken out, push it out.
is it? Okay.
I think. Let's pull it. You want to pull the hatch?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to really struggle on time, aren't we?
We are. Yep. So we gotta know right now what's up.
Go. Let's fucking go.
Ready?
Yep.
A little bit of turbo.
Watch your RPMs. Those throttles are not even.
I see that.
Now, I typically wouldn't edit in a non-race segment like this, but this is at 9:30 in the morning. The race starts at 10:30, and this is my very first time ever driving a V-hull over 100 miles an hour, let alone this specific boat, and an hour before my very first race. This is how it went down.
Don't want to get my hopes up, but so far so good.
We'll go behind the ferry. We'll make a turn around the ferry.
That's
and we'll come back in.
That's gonna have a bit of a bump.
Yeah. So we'll cross on his wake and then run up behind him again and overtake him. That's good. Back off. We'll just back it off and I'll cross his wake and then we'll come around hard. We'll do a little quick turn and come back in. I think that's what we needed right there, Mike. Get me back down so I can get a quick turn. You can watch. Am I clear left, Mike?
You're good left.
Clear left.
Yeah, all clear.
Coming around, got a little wake ahead of us.
Yep. Got it. Let's step into it. Yep.
Coming out.
Okay.
Let her rip.
We got a pressure wave on that valve, remember? All right. Bring it up to 100.
Coming right a little bit.
Yep.
Go in.
Yep.
Coming out.
All right, guys, I think we got it.
Yeah, I think so.
Feel okay?
Yeah, let's keep keep it on step coming into this channel. We'll slow it down when we get to that next buoy.
Yep.
And just like that, I couldn't tell you how relieved I was at that moment. Not only did the throttle body work and we were ready to race, I had just enough time behind the throttles at speed to feel comfortable, even if it was exactly 45 seconds.
You got fucking elephantitis or something? What's wrong with you?
Dude, this thing is, I don't know
you
if it's on one
plan.
side or
Is your
what.
ass, is your hip bone, is your tailbone all the way back in the seat?
No, not even fucking close.
Oh yeah, mine's all the way back in the fucking seat.
Not even close. I can't.
Oh, you're slouching.
I can't because my torso's too tall.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're gonna zero back to the torso conversation. Yeah, pop that open.
Come to find out, a tall torso in a confined cockpit makes you slouch and push your lower back forward, creating unwelcome groin seatbelt strap pressure. But I suppose that's better than hitting my helmet off the roof every wave. Or is it? Which head do you protect? I guess it depends on what stage in life you're at. Well, look at that, 20 minutes right on the dot. You guys know the rules, your attention spans are not what they used to be, just like mine. So it's time to close out this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please stay tuned next week for one of How to Live's most epic finales. It's such a cliffhanger but feel-good ending, and it's cutting in the queue. Until next time, boat safe, boat happy. This is Mike and Sarah from How to Live, over and out. We were threading a needle at top speed with a Super Cougar cat and a sailboat on my right, with another sailboat and a historic castle on my left.
Gonna move these mountains.